Okay, here we are. So, the Creakers, Chapter 18, The Bog Tavern. Grunt, gruff, scratch and sniff creaked through the wall, carrying Mr. Dunstan's stinky coat. His rottenness be awful pleased with Grunt when he sniffs this, said Grunt. And Gruff, said Gruff. And began Scratch. And Sniff, added Sniff happily. Oh, sorry, Scratch, he quickly added. They all wound their way through the crooked, winding, twisting tunnels deeper into their backwards world. Shall we stop off on the way for some snacks? asked Guff, hopefully rubbing his rumbling round belly. Now, you flabby ratbag, we be getting this to his rottenness right away, Grunt barked. But Grunt, we've been having a long night, what with that crafty kindling. We at least deserve some sludge, Guff pleaded, giving Scratch a little nudge. Oh, yeah, some sludge would go down a creek, Scratch agreed. All wrong, we stops for a quick bit, just one slop, Grunt said sternly, caving in into the demands of Gruff's greedy belly. They turned a sharp left, which was right, and almost walked straight into a wall of the tunnel. But just as their pointed nose were about to bosh into it, a brand new hole twisted open. Entwined tree roots and mud cracked apart, and the new path was revealed. As they creaked through the hole, a great raucous sound filled the new tunnel. It came from a building in the distance. I say a building, it was more like a pile of bricks, rubble, smashed glass, and bent steel that might have once been a building, but had long since been demolished. Swinging from the top of the ruin was a bent, rusty old sign which read, The Bog Tavern. There it is. Okay. The Creakers had banded together to bring this whole derelict building site down into Wolb, and it was now the place they all went to have a slop or two sludge after a long night of creaking. The Bog Tavern was always busy. As they stepped through the doorless doorway, the glorious stench of damp and mould filled their snotty nostrils, and they heard the discordant song from the Creaker playing a strange creaky instrument in the corner. It had the bashed-up keys of an old piano, the dented horn of a trombone, 3 bent pipes from some bagpipes, 1 broken guitar string, and a little triangle on top, all cobbled together into one. Oh, look, it's Scott Belch playing the bagpipes tonight. He's awful. He is. Can't play a single note wrong, Gruff said, rubbing his claws together gleefully. He loved the Bog Tavern. Grunt trudged to the bar and a respectful hush fell over the rotten room as every stinking creaker in the place realized who had just set claw inside. What'll it be, Grunt? Bart squelched, the landlord, breaking the silence. 4 slops, Grunt replied, and make 'em quicks. We've got important business. And some pork scratchings, Gruff added to the order, following one by one of his stinking bum trumps. Trying to think who's speaking it. Oh yeah. Wrong away. Anything for the king's most untrusted creakers, Squelch muttered with a dip of his bald, scabby head. They made their way through the crowd of creakers who were busy sharing creaking stories. I nearly got dusted last night, one old creaker called Bulge said as he gulped the last mouthful of sludge from his glass. Chubby Kingling fell out of bed and landed on me. I broke the rotten thing's fall, though it didn't wake up, see? Oh, there I was, trapped with this heavy lump of kinder on my leg, and then the bride started coming. What did you do, Bulge? Asked Barf, the wrinkly creaker sharing the table. I had to gnaw off my own leg, didn't I? And with that, Bulge plumped his back leg onto the table, and all the creakers who were listening cheered and clinked their goblets together in celebration. Everyone loved it when a creaker escaped being dusted. I'll stick it back on somehow, Bulge laughed, and there was Bulge mucking around with his leg. Nice. Bunch of twitnits, Grunt huffed grumpily as he and Gruff found space at an empty table. Scratch and Sniff made their way to join Belch on the bagpipes and began. Sniff made their way to join Belch on the bagpipes and began singing along to all those songs they didn't know. You're always rotten in the face when you comes in here, Gruff said to Grunt as he perched his bottom on the upturned stool. Look at them all these useless lumps of creaky flesh, wasting away their hours in here, telling nonsense, waffle to each other. It's what we do, Grunt, Gruff said. Not me, not Grunt, Grunt whispered. I be wanting more. Gruff stared. More? More than what? More than creaking, said Grunt. It's always been the same, sneaking up there into the humans' world where everything is right way up, stealing their rubbish night in, night out, never getting to see my creaklings back at home. He pulled out a little photo of his hideous, ugly creaker children to show Gruff. Oh, they gets more disgusting every year, Gruff said politely. Thanks, I know. Just like their mother. Grunt sighed fondly at the photo before tucking it away. But this be the creaker way, Grunt. Creaking is what we does. It puts muck on the table and mulch over our heads, Gruff said. Have you never thoughts of your noggin? Have you never thoughts in your noggin what it might be like not having to creak abouts, not having to do the nasties up there, not stealing things that isn't ours, Grunt replied in a hushed voice. 4 quick slops, interrupted Squelch before Gruff could answer, spilling most of their sludge on the table as he put the overflowing goblets down. Made him just the way you like, Grunt. Rotten eggs, cheese flakes, broccoli juice, and I put some extra snot drops in for you tonight too. On the house, Squelch added as he wiped his nose. Cheers! Gruff grinned, stuffing the whole packet of port scratchings in his mouth, along with the foil wrapping. Cheers! Grunt muttered, and made to take a swig of his sludge, but before the chipped glass touched his cracked lips, the whole building site around them began to rumble. And then the rumble became a shake. And the shape became a wobble quake. Broken bricks broke again and fell to the ground. Slops of sludge smashed and spilled. The creaked glass in the window shattered completely. Take cover! Ordered Grunt as he dived on top of Lucy's dad's stinking jacket to protect it. Grunt! Cried Scratch. Gruff! Cried Sniff. What's going on? Yelled Gruff over the mouthful of port scratchings. The rumbling slowly calmed down. The shaken settled. The wobble quake was over and the whole bog tavern was silent in shock. What the muck was that, Grunt? Grumbled Squelch. What the muck was that, Grunt? Grumbled Squelch, the landlord, as he climbed out from under the bar. Grunt got to his feet, brushing debris from the precious stinking coat. That, he replied grimly, is a kindling in the wolb. Ooh, chapter 19. Uh-oh, what's she doing? She's causing mayhem in the wolb. That Lucy, she's a proper terror. Ugh. Ruining it for those creakers. Poor creakers. All right, I'm going. Hope you enjoyed that.